Hold up. Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step. I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bet.
Welcome back, y'all. This is the Double M Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Dinero, here with my co-host,
Puma El Gato.
What do we got going on tonight, my man?
Ryan Garcia misses weight ahead of the fight against Mario Barrios. Let's talk about it.
So, Ryan Garcia had a 7-day weigh-in, and it looks like he might have missed weight by just a couple of pounds. And listen, man, first of all, that's already bad. It's not great. Yes, it is the 7-day weigh-in, so we're good to go. The fight could still move forward. It could still be for the championship, all that good stuff. That being said, in my personal opinion, Ryan is a perpetual fuck-up. Always with the excuses, always with the constant mishaps, annoyances. He's like, listen, bro, you're supposed to be a professional. Is Ryan a good boxer? Decent? Absolutely. The problem is that he thinks way too highly of himself. Dude is way too high on his own supply. He thinks just because he's a social media star, he's just that guy in boxing. And listen, bro, if you don't want to have belts, nothing wrong with that at all. Plenty of boxers didn't care about the belts after they initially got them. But Ryan's never had a belt. This would be his first legitimate belt. As far as the situation, I'm hoping he can get it together. Again, this is only the 7-day. I'm just thoroughly disappointed because, like, yo, bro, like, you need to get your shit together, man. Like, how is it that you're constantly having all these fuck-ups? In particular, in relation to his weight, because, I mean, he missed weight with the Devin Haney thing as well. It just so many things. I mean, it's always with the drinking, with the constant weird posts on Instagram, all of these things. It's just he's just the definition of a dude that's high in his own supply. And the problem is that I think the same thing that he values so much, which is his social media presence, is a thing that fucks with him mentally the most. So I think, unfortunately, until Ryan comes to terms with reality, he's always going to be a fuck-up. He's always going to continue to make these mistakes. He's always going to continue to not abide by the things he needs to abide by. Because, listen, again, if you don't want a belt, that's fine. But don't be, find somebody for a belt. Go do some sideshow shit. And I think Ryan is running out of runway with who he can potentially face. Again, I do think he's going to beat Barrios, whether they fight for the belts or not. I think Ryan is better than Barrios being the weakest champion in the division. Regardless of that, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think highly of the kid. And here's the thing, and I want to think highly of Ryan. Ryan has skills. Super quick, great hook. He's strong. All these different types of things. But he just gets too high on himself. He's too confident in a lot of the abilities that at points and times are definitely coming into question. And I think whenever he's had to step up and face a tough or at least semi-tough opponent, he's not met the moment. He fought Gervonta Tank Davis, and what happened? Gervonta Tank Davis whooped that ass. He fought Rolly, which most of us thought he was going to beat, maybe not super easy, but comfortably, and what happened? All of these scenarios in which Ryan has a chance to absolutely do phenomenally, and he just continues to fuck up. And unfortunately, I'm not going to give him a pass. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how popular he is on Instagram or whatever the hell else. It gets really annoying as a fan of the game. And I think as far as Ryan, he needs to get his shit together. What do you think about that, my man?
Listen, man, it's not even just that he missed weight by about 2 pounds going into the Mario Barrios fight on the 7-day check-in, but also the other part that bothers me about it is that he submitted late. He's actually getting fined for submitting his weight pretty much late. And not only did he submit it late, but you didn't even pass. You are a professional fighter and you're not even doing a job. It brings to mind, and again, we're gonna bring this back to the UFC. Khamzat Chimaev was supposed to fight against Nate Diaz, and apparently that fight didn't go through because guess what? Khamzat Chimaev missed weight. Something that's been a very, very constant complaint of Khamzat Chimaev. Now, granted, they found a replacement for Khamzat Chimaev, and after the fight, after he beat him, Khamzat Chimaev pretty much valiantly said, "I don't care. I'll fight anybody. I'll destroy everybody." And Joe Rogan said, and I think this is a poignant point that I have to point out, Joe Rogan very correctly said, "Yeah, brother, but you got to make the weight first. Before you do the job of beating your opponent, getting the championship, before you do the job, brother, you got to do the job. You got to get through the logistics. You got to make sure the fight actually happens in the first place." And granted, the fight's, I have no doubt the fight's still going to happen. But I guarantee you, if he misses again, it's not going to be for a championship. And yeah, you might be Mario Barrios, but guess what, brother? You don't get the gold. Before you do the job, you have to do the job. And Ryan Garcia didn't do the job ahead of the job. And unfortunately, this professionalism 2 times over, because not only did he miss weight, he submitted it late. And that's already costing me money. That's already cost me a $5,000 fine, which granted, for Ryan Garcia, that's probably pocket change. But dog, nobody's going to give you the benefit of the doubt anymore heading into this fight. If you can't even make the weight, and if you can't even submit the weight properly and in a timely fashion, dog, your stock's going to go down as a marquee value, and I guarantee you the promoters and the bookers are going to have less confidence in you as a fighter. How are you going to have market value as a fighter if, dog, you can't even do the rudimentary things of making the weight and submitting on time, dog? It is unprofessional. Again, I hope at the very least Ryan Garcia gets us off of Barrios, and I have confidence that he can. Mario Barrios isn't exactly that great of a talent, if we're going to be completely honest. But dog, you have to do the job before you do the job. And if you can't even do the first part right, what makes me think that you're going to even follow through on the fight? This could very well potentially be another Rolly Romero situation because, dog, everybody had confidence that you were going to beat Rolly Romero, and you didn't do the job. And if you can't even do the job at the fight or even before the fight, what makes you think I'm going to think I have the confidence that you're going to finish the fight as flush fashion as you can if you can't even make the weight and do it in a timely fashion? And that's all I have to say about that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, man. I think that there's a certain level of professionalism that you have to bring. Listen, if you want to go out there and create a show, you want to be, crazy and say insane things, there's nothing wrong with that. Sell the show. I am more than okay with that. It's a little bit entertaining if I'm being honest with you. But on the professional side, my man, you need to handle the professional shit. You need to make sure you come in weight. You need to make sure you attend all the interviews that you need to do. You need to make sure you attend the press conferences, that you come up clean, all of that. All of that stuff, all of the professional stuff to this aspect, you need to do. And listen, again, I think because Ryan is just so used to being such a social media star that doesn't really require a whole lot of professionalism. You just get to goof around. And yeah, you gotta put out content, but it's a lot easier than making weight. It's a lot easier than submitting paperwork. It's a lot easier than a lot of these things that a true professional has to do. So I think Ryan, again, he's got the mind of someone that's much younger than Ryan actually is. And I'm not saying Ryan's old, but he's just so immature that it's sad to see when he could be a damn good fighter, man. He could be a true contender. But the fact of the matter is he just chooses to shirk his responsibilities and act dumb because he thinks he's just that guy. And again, this is his first title shot. This is the first guy he's faced a title. And mind you, it's like the weakest champion that he could possibly face for a title. So I don't want to hear none of this. He should win, and if he doesn't, it just proves how much of a loser he is. And again, I say this as someone who wants to like Ryan Garcia. I want to see him excel in boxing. I want to see him do good, but he's got to stop fucking up. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you on the next one.